I'm very excited about our first guest. With over 30 million albums sold, our first guest has had a #1 single every year since 1993, when I graduated high school. What are the odds? Now he's back with his newest release, American Ride. Please welcome country's big dog daddy, Toby Keith.
How about you?
Wow. That's a nice welcome, huh?
How are you, Bonnie Hunt?
I'm fine, honey. How are you, Toby
Nice
Keith?
to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, thanks for coming on my show today.
Wow. Turning the table. Not the first man to do that.
Thank you.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm honored to have you. You looking for somebody you know?
No, I'm just seeing who all's there.
I know. It's a great audience. Everybody's very excited to
Everybody's
meet
up
you.
early today, huh?
Yeah. Toby, I got to ask you, it seems like such a part of your personality or your music. It seems so connected. But you didn't start out, this wasn't something you were doing since you were 10 years old and you were in the business.
No.
You really had a whole nother journey, a whole nother life.
Well, when I was 8 years old, my grandmother gave me a guitar, and I learned a few chords on it. But it was probably this summer, my 12th or 13th summer. I went and stayed with her the whole summer. She owned a supper club.
Oh, did they have live music
Yeah,
there?
they had like live, they had a band. Like I watched that band, all the attention they got, and I thought, okay, I've got to learn to play guitar. So that's what I'm supposed to do right there.
I know, but it wasn't like then you went into it after that and took it,
No.
Became your life. You were working with your dad in the oil fields, correct?
Yeah, I left when I graduated from high school. I went straight in the oil fields. My dad was out playing semi-pro football for a team called Oklahoma City Drillers. On the side, trying to work on 24-hour call in the oil field. It was just pretty crazy.
I mean, that's a real labor-intensive job.
There's a show on TV right now, I think it's called Black Gold, that has shows the oil field, and it was that, you know. And so for 3.5 years, that's what we did, was work on drilling rigs. And I was writing songs, but I just didn't know, being in Oklahoma, Nashville was a long way away. I didn't have that Okie. Somebody's
But your mind didn't go to that was a possibility, right?
Yeah, I just was a songwriter that knew that when I played with other songwriters and with bands that people went, we need to do those songs, you know. And finally, the way the story goes is true. I had a girl named Lori Harden who was a huge fan, who was dating our drummer. So when I finally did make it to Nashville years later, I'm in a steakhouse. She goes, "Oh my God, what are you doing here?" I said, "I'm trying to get a record deal." "I haven't had any of your new music in years. Can I?" I said, "Yeah, I got some right here we're giving." She takes it, gives it to Harold Shedd, who's vice president of Mercury Records. He hears it and goes, "Who is this guy? Did he write all this stuff?" And
so how old are you when that happened?
I was like 29.
And then this huge break comes. I mean, that must have been something.
I'm a big, strong believer in prayer, and so as guidance. So I prayed every night. I never asked for anything. I always give thanks. But I said, if this is stupid for me to be pursuing such a, I mean, it's really a difficult career to go pursue. I mean, to think that you're going to be up there.
And you had a family already.
Right. I had two baby girls, and I was like, I've got to do something with my life besides being a musician, because there's an old saying that a little boy went to his dad one day and said, "When I grow up someday I want to be a musician," and your dad said, "Well, you can't do both." You see what I mean?
That's excellent.
So I thought it's time for me to grow up and get a real job, get back in the oil field, that kind of thing. And my phone rings, and this lady goes, "This is Joyce Triplett with Mercury Records. Harold Shedd's on the line. Will you hold for him?" And I was like, "Sure." She says, "Is that you singing?" "Yeah." "Is that your band?" "Yeah." "Where can I see you?" And I gave him my regional schedule of bars we were playing. He flies in. I do 2 45-minute sets of all original stuff in front of the crowd. He signed me on the spot.
Wow. Do you always think that it just happened at the right timing? You had more life experience, probably a better songwriter, just having had that time where you're working in the oil fields alongside your father. And
yeah, I wouldn't have been a good artist at 22 years old. I'd have been a cruddy writer and a bad entertainer. I took those years of hitting the bars and working to get to the point.
Well, hitting the bars working, not hitting the bars throwing a bat. I just want to make sure, yeah.
Both.
Oh, both. I knew there was something I liked about you.
That's all part of it. But you know, it just seasons you for your success. When you got there, when I was ready, my first single went #1. The first thing we released went #1, which was on that CD I gave Mr. Shedd. As soon as it hit, there was no grooming as far as my performance. I was ready to hit the stage and entertain.
Yeah, you had that experience.
So I didn't have to learn on the fly. So it was a.
And you didn't have to depend on them to come up with some persona for you, which does happen with these record labels. Yeah.
And the first 6 years they kind of rope you into telling you what you're going to sing and what you're not going to sing.
Yeah, but you took a stand. You said, listen, can I buy my own music back and get out of here?
That's right.
And they actually said, okay, and tell the...
You know a lot.
Well, I know, but because I love this story. I love this story. You bought it back. Tell them what happened.
Okay, I went...
Because they're like, we're not going to even...
I turned in an album. It was like... I'd had my fifth album. I turned it's called How You Like Me Now. I turned the album in.
But you turn it into them.
I turned it into them. This is a different guy, not Mr. Shedd. This was the devil. This was a different guy.
Right. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So
I
turn
saw
it
his name
into
in the
him.
article.
He
Devil.
rejects it, and they take 2 songs off of it and throw a greatest hits out. And so they said, go work on it. We don't like the album. So I come back, recorded 2 more songs, put them on the same album, turned it again. He rejected it again. Well, record labels, the record deals are like a life in a day. You can't get out. I mean, it's like you sign in blood. So I said, hey, if I suck so bad, let me go. You know, if I'm that bad, then kick me out, let me go work. And they said, okay. I was like, all right, what about my music? And they go, well, what about it? And I go, well, you don't like it? And the guy goes, no, I don't. I go, can I take it with me? Because you can buy it. So I wrote him a check, bought it, took it across the street, sold it to DreamWorks for more than I bought it for.
But then tell them what happened. Well, they know, right?
And we had Album of the Year and sold 3.5 million albums. Same album.
Having a strong sense of self. And it wasn't ego, it was a strong sense of self.
And I got to stand up at the award shows and go, how you like me now? And point at them. You and you and you and you and you and you.
Well, you heard me talking in the first part of the show about people, meeting big medical challenges and everything like that. And I know that when we come back, you're going to sing for us. And that is so healing. Crying for Me from his new album, American Ride. Yeah, the healing power of music. Don't go away. We'll be right back.